Dan Armendariz. Dan.
Hi, Dan. Did the city make you aware of the pictures and the notification I gave to them prior to this event that an attempted break-in looked like it was about to happen? This had been going on for months, and I had pictures. Did they make you aware of that?
Can I suggest that it's up to the council's prerogative, but the speaker should be addressing the council, and you might want to manage then, get all the questions, so we can answer them all at once. It might be easier. It's your call. How do you want to do that?
Well, again, it's meant to be sort of a give and take as opposed to a cross-examination. So
It's just a question.
okay.
It was a legitimate question, right? I mean, I had pictures. I brought it to Tony and the police.
He says
for
he's
months.
only been working for 5 weeks.
That's okay. You can just say, no, I wasn't aware, and I've only been here for 5 weeks.
Sure.
So I was not aware until recently when I saw the letter. And I can't speak for what was done historically, but I can make a commitment to ensure that that is all put in place. We make the security enhancements, and we move that on along to the rest of the sites as well.
Okay. Is
And
this
if you have categories of questions, maybe we can group them
Sure.
all together.
Sure. I'll stay as organized as I can in my 3 minutes. So would you still like to see the pictures that Tony hasn't shown you?
I'm not familiar which pictures Tony has or doesn't.
The evidence that it looked like somebody was trying to break in for months before it actually occurred? I also notified the police, the city council, and Sherry. And Tony, I recall your response was, not my problem, that's with the municipality. And I said, Tony, the buck stops, oh, we have it in writing, I can share it. The buck stops with you, and you didn't pass it on?
Some time ago, Ms. Myers provided the city with some concerns about the water tank and also another area within the parklands in that vicinity. That information was provided to Cal Water, and we did have conversations with them about our concerns. It preceded Mr. Armendariz, and we did have personal conversations with them and provided them that information.
Thank you.
May I recommend or ask that the city then follow up with Cal Water as to what actions were taken and how that can be corrected in the future when they are given useful information and do not take action? May I ask that the city follow up with them on that? Tony?
Certainly, you can ask. Yes.
Will the city follow up on that?
I think his answer was that they did follow up and they've communicated that to Cal Water.
And it didn't work because subsequently we had the breach.
That's correct. So let's move on.
Okay. The next question is, what time of day did you discover it? I understood there was a gentleman that was walking by that went and checked visually.
Roughly 3:15.
Then I want to bring to your attention that we didn't get notified by phone until 8:30 at night, which could have been enough time to die. Further, we needed additional information because we didn't know that how long it had possibly been exposed, meaning we needed to talk to possibly our dinner guests the prior night. So I think that's useful information. May I also recommend that when you communicate with the residents, you seek feedback. In our neighborhood, we exchanged emails, and only half of them received a notification. We had a notification down by our gate that we noticed in the morning. If they knocked, it would have been great. So feedback might be helpful for you, resident feedback. I noticed the water is still being drained. Why is that? Every day I've been going by there for weeks, water is continuing being drained from there. Is that the no longer contaminated water, or?
So during the draining of the tank, which was part of the process, we noticed that there was some infrastructure issues, and we use it as an opportunity to fix those. So what you're seeing is water, that's all good water. It's simply being bypassed while we make those structural improvements.
How long did it take you to switch over to a new water supply?
I don't have that here, but it was instant. As soon as we shut the valve, the water source began to change.
Okay. Thank you for that. Why didn't you do that immediately instead of waiting for us for 2 days? without water. Why couldn't you switch it over immediately?
No, we did. As soon as we realized the issue, we isolated the water tank, which then switched your water source
So why didn't you want us to drink our water for 2 days?
as a precautionary. This was all precautionary, and we felt it was just good for people to know that something wasn't normal. So we learned more.
So the alternative water source was also possibly suspect?
No.
I know it wasn't, and it was a precaution on your part, thank you, to make sure that whatever we're drinking was not contaminated. Our understanding was that you were testing it, and that's why we couldn't drink our water for 2 days. But then when you determined it wasn't, then you turned it on. What I'm hearing now is you were able to instantaneously switch us over to another water supply that you weren't suspect about. I'm wondering why you didn't do that 2 days prior.
The source was changed immediately. It's a standard Department of Drinking Water protocol that you then, if you're going to notify, that you notify, and you say, out of an abundance of caution, don't. But the source was changed almost immediately.
But why didn't you notify us that
Ms.
the
Myers?
source that was contaminated was not the one that we're on and we could now drink?
All right, I think I understand the question, and
Okay.
we'll discuss it. Are there any further questions?
You understand the question?
Okay,
It-
thank
it-
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The next question is, the
No, I
city
meant-
had
I
an
meant
opportunity
it's time.
to,
You've had,
you find
I
my
know, I said
questions
I'd
no
give a
longer
little
valid?
leeway. I've given a lot of leeway. One more question.
Okay. The city did not seem to have, does the city have effective emergency communication procedures in place? If so, where can I find those on the site, and why wasn't Nixle used?
I think we answered that before, but go ahead.
Yes, I think we did answer that question before. This was not the city's emergency. We felt it was important to
Wasn't the
tell the
question.
public what was going on, and we
Wasn't the
used our
question.
Facebook page. We put it out on Nextdoor, which is a local social media avenue, and we put it out on our city's webpage. We made a choice not to use Nixle. We did not think it was necessary to use Nixle at the time. Now, in hindsight, we have lessons learned as well. We may use Nixle in the future. But in that, Cal Water was managing the event and responsible for the event, and they notified people directly, and it was their event. We felt it was broader and better to tell the whole community through the channels that we used.
I still wish to know where that plan is, so I can take a look at it. Would that be possible? The emergency communication plan with the residents by city.
We have practices and protocols in place for communicating in an emergency. They are generally evolved through the Emergency Operations Center when there's an event, and we will, in an event, we would follow those. Some of those are just practical, based on what technology is available to us. I can say now that we've hired a new admin analyst. Our intention is to develop a emergency communications or a crisis communications plan. We expect it's going to take about a year to put that together because there are so many different ways to communicate and so many different scenarios that there's not one way to do it in any given situation. So in time, we do plan on bringing that forward to City Council. At this time, we use practices primarily through the police department in an emergency when there is an event.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. One comment, my house is more secure than this water was, so I too would be interested in any best practices you could share with us.